Hello, friends. Okay, just let me get a little bit more organized. I think you can see everything there. You can also see the iPad. Sorry about that. All right, let's go on here so I can see your comments. We are going to work with the Shaded Summer stamp set, which is in the annual catalog. It's one of those sleeper sets, I think. It was on my list early on, but now I think lots of people are getting it because the dies are one of the celebration rewards. Sorry, I am just still, oh, there we go. So I can see your comments. I know this was short notice, so it's possible that I will just be on here talking to myself. Okay, you can see that I got these and I haven't even used them yet. So I was like, we gotta get this on the road, show on the road, use these dies. I don't know about you guys, but I save these. I always save these because they're great for putting like cards in, or like if you got a whole bunch of scraps of paper. So never, hello Sandy. I don't ever throw those out. I always keep those. Okay, so let's open these up. All right, we have got these beautiful Shaded Summer dies. Ooh, I'm excited. Because not only are they going to cut out the flowers and things that we have here, we've got some extra things. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, this one is that guy. Okay, and that one is that one. Okay, yes, all right, I'm very excited. This is even better than I had imagined. So, yes, happy Wednesday to you. Okay, I don't really have anything totally planned. I have a very rough idea in my head, so we're gonna see if we like it, and we're gonna go with that. So I have a piece of Gorgeous Grape. This is one of my fave color combos, these purples. The grape with the Highland Heather and the fresh freesia. So I already had this. I can't wait to see what you do. Well, I can't wait to see either. I already had this one cut, so it's in the lengthwise, right? So we are 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. And then I have a matte piece in the Highland Heather, which is 5 1/4 by 4. So my plan to start with is to use this stamp. So let's get it mounted on a block. All right. And we're going to stamp in Highland Heather and maybe fresh freesia. So we're going to kind of play around a little bit. And this, we can always flip the paper over. Oh my goodness, what do I got going on here? Sorry, my light's in the way. If we need to. My apologies. I didn't realize I put the light in the way. Okay. So I'm thinking we're going to just stamp the floral. So we're gonna play. Let's see what it looks like. I don't want the big stem. And we're gonna sort of stamp off. Okay, I'm gonna do this whole front in the Highland Heather. And then I am gonna turn this over and see if I like it better if we do it in the fresh freesia. Hey, Casey. And this last one, I'm actually going to do the stem. Okay, so like I said, I am totally just winging this. I have like a rough idea in my mind. I'm not sure what it's actually gonna look like. So let's, we're gonna try both and then we can vote, see which one we want to do. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to instead stamp in a lighter color, and then we can see which one we like better. Although I suppose it's going to be hard for us to compare because it's going to be flipped over, but we'll give it a whirl. Maybe you guys can already tell which one you like better. If you can, by all means, shout it out. Let me know what you're thinking. Okay, so this is Fresh Freesia stamped on the Highland Heather, giving us sort of a subtle, so imagine it's like that. Or, wait for it, this is Highland Heather on Highland Heather. So which one do you guys like better? Tone on tone or slightly lighter? I'm trying to decide which one I like better. I like them both. You like the Fresh Freesia. Yeah, I kind of like that too. I like them both. But I am happy to go with your vote. Fresh Freesia. Okay, I see 2 votes for Fresh Freesia. So let's do that option. Okay, so we've got that. And then now my plan is to get out some white. And I will be honest with you, I am still working my way through Whisper White cardstock. So when I am just making things for myself, I use Whisper White so I can use it up, the lighter one. Okay, that seems to be the consensus. All right, so now what we're gonna do though is we're going to do some of these flowers in the colored cardstock, and then we're gonna stamp one of them and color it in the, so I think I'm actually going to stamp this smaller one now. Yep, we're just really winging it here, you guys. Winging it, winging it, winging it. We're gonna stamp this smaller one. And I'm going to stamp it in, I think I'm gonna stamp it in Basic Gray, which I think I already had on my desk. Okay, we're gonna stamp it in Basic Gray. I think we can actually fit it here. Nope, nope, we're not gonna stamp it in Basic Gray. We're gonna stamp it in, those are my, yeah, they remind me of the poppy dyes too, which I think is why when I saw them, so now I realize that I've been seeing them in people's projects, and I think I didn't quite realize that they weren't the poppies. I thought they were the poppies, like you said. Okay, I think I'm actually going to stamp this in Highland Heather. All right, yes, that's better. Okay, Highland Heather. All right, and then we're going to get out our Fresh Freesia blends. Oh, geez. Throwing blends around. Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of the darker, just so we can have a bit of blending. So like I said, I'm really just winging this tonight. I mean, not that I'm not always just winging it, let's be honest. If you watch me, you know that I'm always winging it. Oh my god, I'm kicking everything over my desk. Okay. So now we're going to come in here, and right close we're going to use the thin because we want to kind of blend what we've done. Okay, blend, blend, blend. So pretty. I'm gonna pull out the bigger one, the paintbrush end. When I first got this shaded summer, I made a whole series of note cards, and I was fussy cutting all the flowers, and I was like, oh man, if only there were dies. And look, now there are dies. For a limited time only though, right? So if you have this set, I'm assuming you've already picked the dies as one of your celebration items. Because I think, I'm trying to remember, there were a few things that they said were definitely while supplies last. There was not going to be a chance to get them after the fact. And these might have been them. Okay, we're gonna need to bring in some green now. So I'm trying to decide. I think I'm gonna go with soft seafoam. I think I'm gonna go with soft seafoam. Right? That is yes. Okay. So let's bring in our soft seafoam. Get our darker one first again. This is where this stamp is a little bit tricky for coloring because, you know, you can see it's already purple. So to me, that's kind of weird now that we're coloring green, but without using your markers, your Stampin' Up markers, there's kind of no way around that. Okay. I think it will still be pretty. All right. So for those of you who are joining in, we've already done just some background stamping with this, the bigger image. And I just stamped it 3 times and everyone voted. We went from Fresh Freesia or Highland Heather. So we all voted for the Fresh Freesia. And now I have stamped this in Highland Heather and we've done a bit of coloring. And now we're gonna use these fun new dies to cut it out. I'm gonna do that off to the side though, because I wanna use my magnetic plate. So we'll bring this over, line it up, and then we are also going to use some of these other dies, and it's going to be fabulous. So these shaded summer dies are something you can only get with Celebration. The stamp set is in the catalog, but the dies are a Celebration freebie. Okay, so there's that. I should have, you know, my trick is to draw, but there. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's do, okay, so this is some of these like 2-part dies, which are beautiful, right? So let's do them all, is what I say. So I definitely want to do some freesia. And I think I'm going to do actually tone on tone and see what that looks like. Okay, so we're going to go tone on tone. And then I'm going to get some seafoam. And we're going to do tone on tone there as well. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this over to the side. I know lots of other demos, they lift their Big Shot back and forth, and I could of course do that as well. But I'll just keep talking so that you know I'm still here. We'll run these through and then we'll see what we think. I've got my light in the wrong spot today, so it's hitting my Big Shot. All right. That's one. Be careful. Got to be careful with this one. Two. All right, and then we've got the leaf. Celebration is sneaky now. Yeah, the sheep to go with the donkeys and the chickens and the goats, right? I did end up with the sheep, and I was actually deciding whether or not to do the sheep tonight in this Facebook Live, but I have an idea for the sheep card, and I needed a bit more time to sort of get my act together. So that is why I am doing this instead. Okay. Let's start with this, and then we will grow our card from there. And then the chicks, yeah, right, the chicks, the donkeys. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Those donkeys, I mocked them. I was like, oh my God, donkeys. Of course, I end up with them. And then I fell in love with them. I started using them, and then I just couldn't stop. And my friend, who we had mocked the donkeys together, then she was mocking me because I fell in love with the donkeys. So we said the same thing about the sheep, you know, was I going to fall in love with the sheep? And just like the donkeys. And yes, I have not yet. Well, I haven't used them yet. So you know what actually would have been pretty? Well, that's fine. We're going to do this. But what also would be very pretty is there's the shimmer, in color shimmer vellum, which would be pretty. So what I'm going to do here, because I've done tone on tone, I'm only going to put glue in the middle so that it pops off. Okay, so instead of gluing down the whole thing, this would also be a good spot to use adhesive sheets, but you know, for me, that is like something I think of always, okay, at the very end, and then it's too late. You really got to plan the adhesive sheets ahead of time. Is anyone else like that, that has the adhesive sheets? You realize after the fact that this would have been a good time to use them? If I decide to make this card over and over, well then I will have learned. Okay, so I spent all that time lining this up. There we go. So I'm gonna line it up, but like I said, I've only got glue in the middle, which means this bit can stay off, which makes it interesting for us, right? Now that I see this too, I'm not really loving this flower, but we'll see. We'll see if we keep it, folks. We'll see. At the moment, it's not jiving. Not jiving with what I wanted. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing here. It'll be a little trickier, but I will do my best. I love soft seafoam. I think it's soft seafoam. Once once upon a time, I actually did a demonstration for one of the on stages, the one in Red Deer. It was a few years ago now. And that's when they did the color refresh. So it was very exciting because when they sent me my items to work with, I got colors that didn't exist yet. I got soft seafoam and I got balmy blue. And I think I got mossy meadow, which we had had before. It just came back, but it was neat. I haven't got the adhesive sheets. They're definitely worth having, especially if you like to work with intricate dies. Okay, I think given what I got going on, we can't use this. It's gonna throw off our vibe. I don't like it. I don't like it, folks. So we're gonna leave that off to the side. Okay, so we've got this, we've got this. We're gonna do another set of leaves because they are so pretty. Hello, Carol, how are you? Okay, another set of leaves. And then I'm trying to decide if we want another flower. What do you guys think? Should we just have the single flower? And then of course we have to have a greeting. Trying to decide. I kind of maybe just that, and then we could just have our greeting up here. Sometimes I feel like less is more, right? We don't need to have like tons and tons, but maybe we'll do this other flower. It's like the other shape, and we'll do it in Highland Heather, and then we'll do the greeting in Gorgeous Grape. How does that sound? My plates. This is another thing. I'm sure many of you maybe have the new cut and emboss. I have the mini, but I don't have the big one because I just felt like I didn't need it. You know, it'll be something to look forward to when it's time to finally replace this one. Okay, so we've got that. All right, and then we're going to do, I should put these things back, right? So I don't lose them. Is that where they went? I don't know. Maybe. I guess we have some other leaves though too, right? Oh, is that one already? Yeah. Do you guys remember? I feel like this must have been down here. Whatever. Figure it out when we're not all together. Okay. I think I like the single flower. Okay, well, you know what? Let's cut another one out and we don't have to use it, right? That is also the beauty of this. We do not have to use it, but let's cut it out so we have it. And if we decide we don't like it, we just won't have it. But let's give it a whirl. You can see I had some purple snowflakes once upon a time. Okay, let's give it a whirl and then we can decide. Okay, there we go. All right, back to our gluing, our bits. Get rid of our dies. All right, we're gonna do the same thing here. Okay, so there's the second flower, but yeah, like you say, I think I like the single flower too. But there it is. We'll play around with it. We can decide. We still need a greeting. So now I'm wondering if we should actually have a die cut layer. My son is creeping down the stairs, wondering if he can have the iPad. He cannot right now. He'll have to wait. But I won't be long. Wow, he's giving me like a stink eye like you wouldn't believe. The reason he wants the iPad is he reads on it when he has his snack before bed. Okay, I really like this die cut of this leaf. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty. Very, very, very pretty. All right. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. So yeah, I think that flower just doesn't really work for us, does it? So if we just do this one though, is this enough? Do we need another set of leaves? Or do we need a second flower, but still the other color? Or can we do that? Ooh, maybe we can do that. It's just very subtle. I like that. I like that. What do you think about that, Sandy? It's not like overtly two flowers. It's just kind of subtly layered in there. Okay, get our scraps, get this back in the center so you guys can see what we're working with. Okay, I'm fairly happy with that. Now, do we want like some twine, or we've got these metallic threads? We could add some silver in there. Maybe. I like that second one. It repeats the flower in the stamped image. Yeah, right? I think I like that. So I think let's go with that. And now, just wondering, do we want... I missed the metallic thread. It could be a pain to work with, but it was so pretty behind things. Okay, first I'm gonna create this as a single entity. So I'm gonna pull this off and I'm gonna stick some glue on here and here and here. And then I'm going to stick this back on. And then I'm going to pull this whole thing off because we're going to put that on with dimensionals. So that's kind of how I roll, you guys. I'm like, if I see something and I kind of like how it's fit together, then I kind of see if I can sort of piece it together without tearing it all apart. And now I could pull it off as one. So now we can kind of just see if we like the idea of a bit of silver. We might not. We're just sort of playing. But I don't know. Do we like a bit of like silver popping out from underneath of here? Adds a bit of interest. I'm open to the idea. So I'm going to cut some. So you can see I'm wrapping it around like all of my fingers, like 5 times or so. And then I'm just going to cut it, and that gives us a length to work with. I'm going to put this away. We still have to figure out our greeting though too, and whether or not, so I'm rethinking that now. Okay, so let's kind of get this. I think we should glue this down because I know that I am not going to put any ribbon underneath. So let's glue this down. And let's pop all this up with our dimensionals. I had them all out here so that here we are. All right, I'm just gonna use a bunch of little guys. That way I can put them everywhere. And then I'll take some of this big one. Again, I'm presuming that all of you guys know that that's the trick. You always want to keep all of your dimensional bits, right? You use everything on the sheet. Okay, so now that is ready to go down and we can kind of play around with this. So the trick when I used to use the metallic thread was to kind of like pinch it and then sort of have it fan out. Or you could like pinch it on one side and have it fan out. So we're gonna have to play with this a little. I haven't worked with this stuff yet. This is gonna be great for Christmas tags, for any of you who like to do tags. And it might just be that I've cut too much. We might have to get rid of some. I think that's probably what we have. And then you know what? I might just use, because I can't use this. I was gonna say, I'm just gonna use this greeting because I already have it, but we should use one of the greetings from here. So I'm trying to think what I need. I might just do happy birthday because you can never have too many happy birthdays. And then I could just stamp, but I kind of like the idea of putting it okay. So I'm gonna get out my gorgeous grape. And we're still gonna use Highland Heather. And I'm gonna be a little bit creative, I think. So I'm gonna stamp the birthday. And then I'm gonna stamp the happy. Okay, and then we're gonna put this together. All right, so I'm gonna fussy cut this birthday because it's really pretty writing. Or it's a really pretty font. I am a big fan now after having done a few classes with Emma Goddard, who is the coastal crafter. She's in the UK, but because of COVID, she's had online classes, so it's been great. My friend and I do them as a treat for ourselves when the kids were in school, because they were usually on Friday afternoons. And she likes to fussy cut a lot, but you get better at it the more you do it, and you realize how lovely it is for certain things. Doesn't take long. You do need good scissors though, so you definitely want the snips, which I think are on back order at the moment. I was checking the back orders today because someone was telling me about the penguin punch is on back order. They were asking me if that was a problem because I had a penguin class coming up. And I said, no, I think all my orders went in before the back order. Because now that penguin punch, it's like back order till November. It's crazy. Those punches. I don't know where they get them from. Okay, I apologize for keeping you guys so long. I try to keep my videos half an hour, but I guess when I'm totally winging it, that doesn't always work. So as long as everyone is fine to keep hanging in there, we are going to wind up with something here pretty quick. We're almost done. I appreciate that your time is valuable, and so I totally get it sometimes when people have to leave and then you come back later. Okay, so there's the birthday, and then we're gonna do the happy. Aw, it's relaxing. Well, that's nice. Thank you. So I'm going to cut this fairly close. Oh, tornado and flood watches. Oh, Carol, stay safe. That's crazy. My husband's aunt lives in Alabama, so she always has the crazy weather there as well. All right. So we've got our little happy. And so we're going to pop these up. So this happy, I know I'm going to need the edge. So I'm going to use this bit right here. So if you cut your dimensional while it's still on the sheet, it won't stick to your scissors. That is my other tip for you. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out this silver. Are you guys liking the silver? Is that too much silver? I don't know. Let's play with our words for a minute. So I'm kind of thinking, so let's say the flower was there. And if we put our words sort of like this, it's very subtle. The words are going to be very subtle because they're going to blend in a little bit with the background, but I'm okay with that. So again, we need a tiny bit of dimensional here. This is also, well, no, you couldn't really use these, but of course we have those dimensional sheets, right? Which you can do if you're die cutting. All right, I'm gonna put a bit of glue on the B, and then we're gonna go from there. I know this is very, let's pretend it was like that. So then we'll have to put another dimensional, and then we can put the happy in there somehow. Okay. The other thing we can do is cut the mini dimensional. Sometimes I just find it easier to cut the borders, but it depends how big of a piece you need. See, we don't need a piece that big. That one's stuck to me. Where's my take a pic tool? Okay, and this other bit. Okay. Oh my gosh. Few with that. Oh, fuzz out. Yeah, you know what? Let's give that a try. Oh my god. Get rid of that dimensional. Okay. Will it fuzz out? That would be good, right? Oh yeah, it will. Okay, in case you're wondering what, we're just like unraveling it a little. So this is where this pic, okay, good. This take a pic tool is coming in handy. It's a great idea. This is why I love it when people actually are watching. I know sometimes people watch after, which is great, but then of course I don't see your feedback, right? So then I create, I do whatever, and then, but it's so nice when I can get people watching that have great ideas, and then we can put them all together. Oh, I'm like, what is going on here? That's not how I had it. Okay, so if we have it like that, you can tell you my son is not happy. You know what else would have been nice? I haven't used it yet. I should use it. There's that metallic, the silver papers. Okay, I do think this is gonna look nice, but I also think it's gonna take me forever to do it while you guys are sitting here watching. So I do really like that idea. We don't have any silver ribbon right now. So I'm just kind of wondering what else we can do. I do like what you're saying. We need something kind of under the words. I'm wondering too if just like I just had too much of it. I think like maybe just let's put like just a few little snicks of this stuff in here. Not nearly as much as I had. Right? So I'm going to cut less of this. I'm going to cut it in half. And then we can still cut it some more. I'm just going to kind of twirl it around here in a couple of different ways. Because it's on that roll, it wants to go different than I want it to go. But I kind of want to have a sense of how it's going to look before I start gluing it down. But I guess I'm just going to wing it at this point. Okay. So I'm going to take the dimensionals off. The backings. And we're going to give it a go. because you're not going to see that because this is going to be on top. Okay. Oh my God, you guys, I feel like that took us forever. So I appreciate your patience and I appreciate all of your feedback. So there we go. What do you think? We did it! Oh my gosh, hilarious. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Oh my gosh, we've been on here for like almost an hour. So I think this needs some embellishments as well. What I am thinking is silver pearls. So you will see me put those on when I post the finished picture. We will have these. The other ones that would look lovely would probably be the bigger pearls that were with the hydrangea. They're the right color, but the reason I don't always like them is they're quite large. And so I feel like they are a bit too much. But I'm going to add some of these. I'm going to do that offline. And when I post the picture, you will see it. Thank you so much for joining me. So the Shaded Summer stamp set you can purchase. The dies you can earn with Celebration. I appreciate your patience, and we will have a nice clear photo of this tomorrow. And I appreciate all of your comments and your feedback. So helpful. Have a good night.